Hello my friend, James here from Awaken Therapy, and I wanted to talk with you today about one of the chapters in my book which is called the root section. This relates to the healing tree. Now the healing tree is a model I like to use for people just to get a clear idea of the different elements of healing. Now things overlap of course, but if we think about the different elements, roots, trunk and branches, it helps us to get clear about what we need to be doing in particular times, in particular order, in different ways. And so today I want to talk with you about the roots aspect of healing. Now, when we're dealing with the roots, what we're dealing with is the heavy lifting of that stress, that emotion, that dysregulation that's there in the body and the physical nervous system, our physiology, our different systems that have reacted to stress, and it gets locked into our physiology. Now, of course, that overlaps with our feelings, with our mind, everything's interconnected. But for these purposes, in a sense, we're approaching it from that root level of how do we bring down the stress levels in our nervous system. And so some of the elements I talk about that are very powerful for this are things like breathing, singing, movement, exercise. Always rates is probably the most useful element we can do for our health. Things like cold immersion, nature immersion, connecting to nature. All these things can help to bring our nervous system back to a state of calm. Now, one of the elements in there that's so helpful is we've got a grounded, body-connected sense. So it's like doing conscious breathing. We're just being aware of the breath or movement, we're becoming very aware of the body. And when we're doing these things, what's happening is we're bringing our awareness into now, into the present, into our physicality now. And all these things help stimulate the vagus nerve, which lets our nervous system know that we're safe, that we can calm down, we can start to relax. Because with stress, with trauma, our system gets very dysregulated, and that can get locked in as the kind of normal adaptive state. So we're finding ways to bring our system back into regulation. I do some interviews too, some wonderful experts in bodywork approaches where they share different techniques, different modalities that are very good to approach from the body to start to get stress out of the spine, out of the meridians, out of the fascia, out of the body. There's a lot of wonderful practitioners out there doing that sort of hands-on practical work to help bring our system back to calm. And of course, that has an influence on our emotions, how we feel, and our mental state as well. It all overlaps. But the roots work of the healing tree, if we look at the roots of the tree, going into that level is so essential, because if our nervous system is still stuck on a very primitive brain level, like right in the brain stem, there's no concept of time, there's no concept of past or future or now. It's like it's all now. And so if we don't do things that calm down our physiology, we can do all this wonderful psychology work, even hypnotherapy, even spiritual work, and as soon as we're triggered, it's like, well, we're back in our trauma. That could be some disaster situation or an accident or some traumatic event that we're a part of. It could be ongoing chronic trauma from childhood, adverse experiences. And so we need to let our body know that it's calm. And so I often call the root level work the heavy lifting work, or the raw material work, where we're getting to those difficult elements that are there, but approaching it from a body level, just so we start to get out of the burning building, start to bring our physiology back into calm, and then we can start to do other deeper therapeutic interventions. I hope this is helpful. I hope this makes sense. Of course, you're welcome to check out the book. Very excited to have published this. Many hours spent in this little cabin here writing this for you. It's a very holistic guide to trauma and working with trauma and psychology, hypnotherapy, and then right through into the spirituality of what trauma is for, why we choose it on a soul level, what the purposes of it are, and what are the ultimate gifts and qualities that derive from our challenges. And this is a very important aspect of healing, to get the full picture there. So hope you find this helpful. Awaken Therapy, we're here for you to help you in your healing and spiritual journey in whatever way you need.